Christos Dantis, welcome to Meraki TV.
Γεια σας, καλώς σας βρήκα.
Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Greece. Είσαι στην Αθήνα τώρα?
Ναι, είμαι στη Σύρο. Κάνω διακοπές από τις αρχές Ιουνίου και πηγαίνω έρχομαι για τις δουλειές στην Αθήνα, για κάποιες συναυλίες στο υπόλοιπο της Ελλάδας δηλαδή. Αλλά είμαι εγκατεστημένος στη Σύρο από την 1η Ιουνίου και θα φύγουμε με το καλό το Σεπτέμβριο.
Πολύ όμορφα, να ήμασταν και εμείς εκεί να διασκεδάσαμε.
Θα ήταν ωραία. Θα ήταν πολύ ωραία. Η Σύρος είναι πάρα πολύ όμορφη. Ειδικά στο Γαλισσά που βρίσκομαι εδώ είναι πάρα πολύ όμορφη.
Χρήστος, πες μας λίγο, για αυτοί που δεν ξέρουν, how did you get started in music? Γιατί άρχισες πολύ μικρός.
I started back in the 90s. It was the 80s actually, because I started singing professionally back in 1986, working with Γιώργο Χατζηνάσιο, Δήμητρα Γαλάνη, and Τάνια Τσανακλείδου. It was a particular style back then that we used to sing, and people were not dancing in stages. It was more closer to a μουσική σκηνή, as we say it. But then I've changed I've changed the whole visual of my work and the perspective that I used to see it. So I wanted to make something different for the Greek people and combine pop music and soul pop music that was very in fashion back in those days, with George Michael and Michael Jackson, all those two emperors, let's say. Back then they were really big, they were huge. And I tried to combine this music with Greek instruments and the Greek language. So I guess I was probably the first
Yes.
that has done this. And my first album was called Δακτυλικά Αποτυπώματα back in the 90s. It was July of 90. And it was a big hit. It was a platinum record. So here I am.
And before that, because you started singing, έχω διαβάσει, νομίζω 15 χρονών άρχισες σε ορχήστρα να παίζεις, αλήθεια. Τι σε έκανε και έπιασες στη μουσική? Was it in the family, σου έδωσε κάποιος μια κιθάρα, πού άρχισε?
Both of my parents were singers. My father was a singer till he passed away 10 years ago, and all his life was a singer. So he used to sing laika, and actually I was raised with my mother, which also was a singer, but she was not. She stopped really early, and there was all this, love for music in family. My brother was an actor. We all had something to do with music, so I tried to, I was raised with this poison in my blood.
Yes.
Music is a poison.
It's a beautiful poison.
Yes, it is. Actually, it's beautiful, but you cannot live with it without it. So
Yes.
No one tells you to become a singer or a musician. It happens because you cannot think of anything else. I tried to study. I had a connection with law. I liked law and this science, but I couldn't make it. I couldn't actually make it. My love for music was unbeatable. So I first sang in a real audience that came for me when I was 15 years old, and I started with a rock band. And till I was 24 when I made my first album, it was a really very different connection with music that I had. I never stopped listening to music. I was sleeping and this music was haunting my dreams. my inner self and everything. So I guess that's the way I started.
And was there, coming from a musical background, your father was a singer, your mother was a singer, you came out and did rock. Was it difficult to break away from, I'm assuming οι γονείς σου είχαν κάνει λαϊκά κάνανε, όχι rock. So, ήτανε δύσκολα να πας στο δικό σου το δρόμο και να κάνεις το κάτι διαφορετικό?
It wasn't so difficult because, when you love music, you're supposed to love all styles of music. And you grow up listening to Greek music, which, you are born with it. And it goes with you, it flows as your life flows. So all external influences combined with the Greek music that you already have in your blood, and you make something different. So it was not really difficult. The difficult part was starting from a pop career, being a pop idol when I was in my 20s, and growing, and as you grow, to become something different, something that you wish. And I always wished to be a rock artist. Rock was a music that I used to love, and we used to really love, and I studied rock for all my life. Rock, funk, and soul music, and blues. These were the four styles that I really loved. So the difficult part is to become, to change from a pop idol to a rock musician. That's very, very difficult. But I tried hard, and I studied hard. The guitar helped me a lot, and my attitude, I guess, and my attitude to my music and through all those years that I worked.
Well, there's also, I think, an intrinsic talento, because to be able to do the styles that you've done, να μπορείς να κάνεις το rock, το pop και το λαϊκό as successfully as you've done them, είναι μια χάρη Θεού.
Νομίζω ότι όλοι οι Έλληνες είμαστε γεννημένοι. Οι Έλληνες, the Greeks can do anything, A Greek can. I was talking to a guy who studied history, ancient history and modern history, and the Greek history, and he told me that you have to wait to see, when all Greeks, when everybody in the planet was running because somebody was chasing them, or they were chasing somebody. The Greeks were running, for fun, and they created the Olympics. So Greeks are very, very talented, doing different and combining stuff.
We're true entrepreneurs at heart in every field, and just breakthrough. We love to break through stuff.
That's true.
I was speaking of breakthroughs. I read that you actually had a couple of your songs played on MTV. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. My first song was the first song that I was played on MTV was Aman. It's not my song. I didn't write this song. Both songs I didn't. Of the first that were played on MTV were not mine. Actually, I was singing those songs. It was Aman Aman was the first one, and Κάποιος Αγαπάει was the second one. And Aman was released in 8 European countries, and it did well in Germany, mostly Germany and France. But it was a change back then. People in Europe were into world music, but there was an artist back then. It was called Khaled, and he did a really big hit that stopped mine, and that's why it didn't, it didn't go that well as it was expected. But after that, I made the very well-known song, my number one, which was sung by Elena Paparizou, and it became a huge hit around the globe. So this was a big success.
you say that you wanted to become a rock artist, αλλά γράφεις λαϊκά για the top laikous artists in Greece. How does someone who's got rock στην καρδιά τους so much write such prolific laika hits? Like you've
You know, blues music and rock music are very similar to Greek music. And because Greek music is very ancient music, you know, all those styles began after our music. So it's very, when you're a Greek, it happens, it just happens. You go with these melodies and you have them in your heart, in your mind. It's not that difficult. It's not really difficult. You're supposed to write folk music, Greek folk music, if you're Greek.
I love it. Έχεις 3 παιδάκια τώρα, νομίζω. 3 είναι, να σου ζήσουνε, να τα χαίρεσαι. Θα σου άρεσε would you like your children to follow in your footsteps and go into the musical arena?
My oldest son, who is around 16, he plays guitar and he sings. He's actually really talented, but you know, I force him to study a lot because you have to know this. You have to know this art, really know it, you know, in order to become a professional. About the others, I don't know because they're really young. They're little. My daughter is around 5, and my younger son is 17 months old. So it's really early. But I would love, you know, I'd love them to concentrate and work in the same field that I did. Because music makes you complete. It completes you as a person. It makes you different.
You have a very positive spin on the industry you're in. A lot of people who are in that industry, you know, would not want their children to go near it, but you've got such a beautiful love for it. Like, βγαίνει έξω από τη ψυχή σου. It just shines through you. It's beautiful to see. You have such a love for what you do.
Thank you. I really love this. You know, it's really, I'm very lucky. I consider myself very lucky because it happened to make my play, you know, a job for a living. So I guess I'm blessed. It's really nice when it happens to you.
Well, you deserve it. Tell us, is there anything that you haven't achieved in your career that you would love to do?
Yes, I would love to work with Stevie Wonder. It's, you know, he's the love of my life. So I would like even, you know, to do background vocals for him. But I guess there are many things, you know. I'm in a way, I'm kidding. There are many things that I haven't completed, and many things that I didn't do in my life. I guess
there's plenty of time.
Yeah,
We would love to see you on a stage with Stevie Wonder. That would be my dream come true.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. You know, let's talk about the dreams that are somewhere around here. So I guess I would love to see you guys, you know, come there in Australia and sing for you. And I would love to do that. And it's in my plans for the future.
Yay! We can't wait to see you. It would be wonderful. Σε περιμένουμε με λαχτάρα εδώ.
Εύχομαι να σας δω πάρα πολύ σύντομα.
Beautiful. And that was going to be my next question, which you've answered, which is great. But tell me also too, do you find, I know there was a big thing about one of the Facebook posts you put out recently, με το όχι vote, and you seem to be quite a bit in support of Tsipras. Do you think you're political? Are you quite political?
I have to. I'm almost 50 years old. I have to be political. I have 3 children. I have to.
And do you?
I am in a way, but I support everything new. because we are already fed up with old stuff. And guys that have been here for all our lives, and they didn't achieve anything really. So I guess I am into new ideas and new people, because Greece needs all this youth in politics. We need them because they have different ideas, different way of thinking. I'm fed up with this, crazy. This is dead stuff. They're corpses.
Yeah.
Please think of us, back in Patrida, because we need you.
We think of you all the time.
Your positive thoughts.
Positive thoughts, η αγάπη μας όλα είναι σε εσάς και ελπίζουμε ότι we hope that there's a solution and some hope to the people very soon.
We will find it. We will.
Θα βρεθεί for sure. Κοίτα, ο Έλληνας δεν πεθαίνει. Εμείς έτσι λέμε εδώ στην Αυστραλία, το έχουμε μάθει από μικρή. Ο Έλληνας ποτέ δεν πεθαίνει. So, all right, thank you very much, Christo.
Να είστε καλά, ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ και να έχετε καλό βράδυ.
Thank you.